ভিডিও তোমাকে চোখ ইয়ে আসতেছে আমি জানাচ্ছি না। আলহামদুলিল্লাহি ওয়াল কাফা সালামুন আলা ইবাদিল্লাহিল্লাযিনা ইসতাফা আম্মা বাদ আউযু বিল্লাহি মিনাশ শাইতানির রাজিম বিসমিল্লাহির রহমানির রহিম আল্লাহুম্মা মালিকুল মুলকি তুতিল মুলকা মিম্মান তাশা ওয়া তুইজ্জু মান তাশা ওয়া তুযিল্লু মান তাশা বিয়াদিকাল খায়র ইন্নাকা আলা কুল্লি শাইইন কাদির তুলিজুল লাইলা ফিন নাহারি ওয়া তুলিজুন নাহারা ফিল লাইল ওয়া তুখরিজুল হাইয়াতি মিনাল মাইয়াতি ওয়া তুখরিজুল মাইয়াতি মিনাল হাই ওয়া তারযুকু মান তাশাউ বিগাইরি হিসাব। আউযু বিল্লাহি মিনাশ শাইতানির রাজিম বিসমিল্লাহির রহমানির রহিম রব্বিশ রহলি সাদরি ওয়া ইয়াসসিরলি আমরি ওয়াহলুল উকদাতাম মিন লিসানি ইয়াফকাহু কাওলি। My dear respected elders, audience and listener, first of all I would like to welcome all of you with Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace, mercy and blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on all of you. Today the evening's talk of mine is the supremacy of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before I starting my talk, I recite the verse of the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse number 26 as well as 27. In verse 26, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly mentioned about His supremacy. He said, Kul, say, Allahumma malikul mulki, Allah the possessor of power, Allah is the owner of the kingdom. Allahumma malikul mulki, tutil mulka mimman tasha, whom He will, He gives the power. Wa tanziul mulki mimman tasha, whom He will, He take the kingdom or power from Him. Wa tu'izzu man tasha, whom He will give the honor. Wa tuzillu man tasha, whom He will humiliate, He humiliated him. Biyadikal khair, all the good, all the best on the hand of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Biyadikal khair, Allah is the above power. Allah is the power above all power. This is clear cut message Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us in the Holy Quran chapter 3 verse number 26. This is the clear-cut message for the whole humanity. But in today's world, the globalization world, the consumer world, we find many people achieve the kingship, many people achieve the power. When they achieve the power, when they achieve the kingship, they think themselves they achieve it by their own hard work. Their idea or their understanding is completely wrong by this verse of the Holy Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala announced His own supremacy, on power. After then, in Surah Al-Imran chapter 3 verse 27, here Allah clearly mentioned, He makes day into night, He makes night into day. He brings living from the dead, He brings dead from the living. And if Allah will, Allah give him the innumerable wealth. So everything on the hand of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As for example, during the period of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the people of the Makkah and Medina, they complained why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the prophetship of the illiterate Muhammad, peace be upon him. Why he not give the prophetship of the high ranking man in the Makkah and Medina? Allah give the reply of that question in Surah Bani Israel chapter 17. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, everything in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even the prophetship in the hand of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whom He will, He give him. So He will to give the prophetship of the last and final messenger, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and He gave him the prophetship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, never ever depends on anyone, any power. He do what He will. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala transferred the prophetship from the Bani Israel to Arab. How? I tell you. Okay, if you read the whole Quran, you can find not less than 75% of the prophet come from the Bani Israel. Prophet Moses, Prophet David, Prophet Abraham, everyone, Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam, Daud alayhi salam, Sulaiman alayhi salam, everyone come from the Bani Israel. But our last and final messenger, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the different. He come from the Arab, the tribe of Quraysh. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly implement His supremacy here, and He clearly mentioned prophetship in the hand of Almighty Allah. Whom He will, He give. This is the clear-cut message come from Almighty Allah. That's why He transferred the prophetship from the Bani Israel and give the Arab. He make a illiterate person as a prophet, last and final messenger. Even he don't know himself, he will be a prophet. So may Allah help us, may Allah guide us to understand His power and supremacy. I think if any knowledgeable person or any person who read the Al-Quran, if he think or if he analyze, if he understand the Surah Al-Imran chapter 3 verse 26 and 27, it will be sufficient for them to understand the supremacy of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa akhir dawana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin.